coming straight from the cockpit. It's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go! All right, back in the can for another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void with an in-person guest this time, which is always a fucking treat, actually in the studio. In fact, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, for being the first one in the studio for quite a while. So tell me, who the fuck are you and what do you do?
How do we start this? Okay, no, I'm Jan. Jan Kruger. For those who speak Afrikaans, welkom. Yeah, so skydiver, aircraft engineer or mechanic, whatever way you want to put it.
Is it an A&P?
A&P in the States, in Europe, engineer, South Africa, mechanic. So whatever you want to call it, man.
All right, fair enough. Because
fix airplanes.
I've had, quote, A&Ps in the States get slightly offended when I've called them a mechanic.
Same dude, they fix airplanes.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess that always kind of put connotations of, you know, the greasy guy in the nasty jumpsuit in the, you know, the fucking lube shop where you take your car, and A&Ps kind of are a different breed.
Yeah, but lube's the in thing today, man.
So, all right, so we got a lot to break down here. You're an A&P, you're a skydiver, and you're a South African. All cool. Here, I'm going to move this microphone a little closer to you.
Oh, I'm moving away from it.
There we go. Yeah, no. I'm almost deep-throating this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Size matters, huh?
There you go. So how did you get started? First off, let's talk about the mechanic stuff first. How did you decide you wanted to work on airplanes?
Well, I'm coming from a family with deep aviation. So, yeah, like we said earlier, grandfather was in the military. He worked on planes as well. Dad's the Air Force pilot.
Oh, wow.
So that's where it all started. Was in school, didn't really know what to want to do. No, it was kind of want to be engineer or something, but I was leaning towards either being a vet or civil engineer or something like that. Always been flying around with my dad because he's got a plane. So it's been a family thing really. And so kind of getting towards the end of my school career, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Right.
So obviously, like any good family or whatever, they put some money away for you to either go to study or do whatever you want to do. And I was like, yeah, I want to go fly. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay for you to go fly. He's like, you're flying already, so choose something else. I was like, okay, I'll go fix planes, I think. Because I kind of started young, because one of our family friends was also an A&P.
Okay. Right.
So that's where it all started. Like school holidays, I was working on planes and steadying off,
riding
on my bikes or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of where it all started. So went to engineering school in South Africa.
Okay.
Was all good. Like kind of the stuff that they taught you, like you kind of know already because you've been doing it for better part of 2 years before actually going to school, and then graduated, and then that's where it all started. Packed up everything, moved to the UK. Worked a bit on big airplanes.
Oh, wow.
And then, I got a job with the crew in Switzerland, doing contract work. And
you were what, Zemex?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
So I spent 10 years with Zemex. And that's where I learned the Twin Otters.
It's a hell of an operation that I've seen. I've actually been there twice. In fact, you and I kind of had to coordinate to take one of the aircraft that we both work on to and from there for maintenance, which was it was a super cool experience for me because I'm a fucking jump pilot. I don't actually go anywhere.
Yeah, it's a good outfit. They do everything, like big overalls. When they brought out the 400. So Viking had an issue with the autopilot and stuff. Like, I don't want to go too technical on this stuff, but anyway, so that issue with wiring up all the stuff that they wanted to do, so they contacted the guys in Zemex with all the experience.
That's awesome.
So they were actually sending planes from Canada to Switzerland.
That's cool.
To get all wired up. So yeah, it was a good outfit.
Yeah.
And then obviously it opened a lot of doors.
Yeah, no, well, and it's funny because the Twin Otter community is a pretty small community.
Yeah, it's super small.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a gig either flying or working on a Twin Otter, chances are you've opened up a door somewhere else, unless you're a total fuckwit, in which case you've burned them all.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I still get calls to go help people. There was not so long ago a plane that went to Malaysia, something like that. That issue was in our lane. So,
That's really cool, though, that you have the option to, bounce around a little bit in the industry, especially considering you didn't even really know what you wanted to do to
I
start.
had no idea. Then obviously, to roll it back a bit. So got everything, got licensed up, got all my papers and whatever. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't want to go try this whole flying thing. So yeah, head down to flying school, started flying. But then I was like, yeah, this is not really for me, man.
You know what's funny? And maybe this is a perfect opportunity for me to ask, because there's so many mechanics that I know that are amazing mechanics, and they're fucking just geniuses with airplanes, and so few of them actually have their pilot's licenses. Or if they do, they fly only on a very casual basis. What the fuck do you know that I don't know?
I wouldn't say it's about knowing anything. It's just, I don't know, that for myself, it's like I can't really. It's like I can see doing this,
Right.
Flying, dropping skydivers.
Sure.
Absolutely, I can see that doing. That's completely different than flying from point A to point B.
That long haul shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't for me. Like you jump in a plane, you go fly. It was fun doing it with my dad because we decided, okay, wherever we're gonna go.
Right.
It's like you pick the map and you go like, okay, whatever, we'll go have steak and chips over there or whatever. And we flew
Right.
down to that. Or you've flown to all these fly-ins or whatever it is.
Right,
and
right.
And here we have kind of a unique plane, so it's a warbird. So we restore it back to the old military colors
wow.
and stuff. So it has some history about it.
We got a fair amount of pilots that I know listen in, so tell us a bit more about that particular bird.
Okay, so the bird was, again, South African military. It's a South African warbird. It's based on the L3, the bird dog.
Okay, yeah.
So it's basically a blown up bird dog that's the size of a porter, tandem seat.
Wow.
It has hard points, so you can load whatever you want to load on it to either smoke rockets or whatever they want to put on it. So it was really used in the South African bush war. So they use the plane as forward spotters or markers.
Okay.
So they will identify whatever targets they want to go into, and they'll smoke mark it and then you have the jets flying in and bomb them basically.
Sure.
That was a plane. So it has a bit of a history. There's not a lot of them in the States though. I don't know if whoever listens there. The National Test Pilot School in the Mojave Desert. Yeah, I think they're in Mojave Desert.
Okay, yeah.
They actually have one where they train test pilots on.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a kind of unique plane to fly.
And you grew up flying this thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's fucking cool.
It's but yeah, it's growing up with this family that does it. So
Yeah.
it's a tail dragger, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, bird dog, tail dragger, huge. It's like 2.5 tons, almost 3 tons. It's
Wow.
heavy.
So
Got
the big tail draggers make me nervous still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still need to get a ticket for that.
I don't have a tail dragger rating. No, hell no. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Shit's scary because the only one that I have access to is a porter, and I know porter pilots that are scared to fly a porter.
Nah, they're just bullshitting. Once you get going, it's.
Oh no, I'm not worried about when it's in the air.
Yeah, but that's the difficult part. Yeah.
It's that important shit that happens between the fucking ground and the air, right around that area. Like what was this? Somebody was telling me something in regard to a porter. Is you're not a porter pilot until you've ground looped it at least once.
No. Really?
This is what
Who
I've been
said that?
told.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I've definitely been told that. Yeah.
You can do it very easily.
That's what I've been told. From what I've been told, and again, I'm talking out my ass because I have no experience with it, but I'm told that everything that a normal tail dragger pilot normally uses is kind of backwards on a porter. That being said, it's such an impressive aircraft. I remember getting a semi watching the movie Air America, and everybody's going to reference that fucking movie when they're talking about a porter when he lands the thing on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, but you know that it was actually, the porter was designed as a replacement for, not really a replacement, as to an add-on for the search and rescue in the Alps.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah.
So it's a unique plane, and it's super cool though. But
single
anyways,
engine wise, it's I think as standout as the Otter is for a twin.
Oh, but there's a Beaver.
Yeah, Beavers are pretty awesome too.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
amazing planes though.
Yeah. So you grow up flying this super cool plane, and then you decide that A&P is for you, and then try the fly-in thing, but that's not exactly the direction you want to go. So how did skydiving start to fit into all of this stuff?
Well, it started with, I think there's a lot of people that can kind of make connections with either crazy fin somewhere, because in this fin base jumping career or whatever, there's
Right.
always these lunatics, right?
Right.
So two of my buddies that worked with me and also at Zimix, they were full on skydivers, base jumpers, and that's kind of where it all started. It's funny, like you look at all this extreme sport, and whether this is early 2000s, not so much YouTube around, but you kind of see videos, and like everything else in life, people look at all the dangerous things first, and you don't realize
Sure.
that okay, you're gonna have to crawl before you're gonna jump off mountains and all this stuff.
Right.
Not like I've done anything like that before, but so they kind of planted the idea of skydiving.
Right.
And I was like getting ready, like 2006, getting ready, like, yeah, I'm going to go skydiving. Now, obviously, only place in South Africa, there's not a lot of places to go skydiving.
Sure.
Either going to be Vonneboom, or it's going to be somewhere in Mossel Bay, from Mossel Bay, or it's going to be in the Cape Town region. So then you kind of juggle life between traveling around and skydiving. Want to skydive, the idea sounds cool. Base jumping, of course, it's funny how you start with all these, like I said, like all these weird things before you actually,
Sure.
you didn't even know how to pull a parachute, but you're already
Right.
standing on the edge of the mountain. So kind of that's where it started. So the idea got there, but never got around to it. And then I got this gig, and we'll talk about all the crazy stuff or a little bit later. So yeah, I just thought, okay, I'm going to go skydiving.
Nice.
I wanted to do this and obviously see photos of the palm. You're like,
Sure.
okay, I had no idea there was another drop zone there. And this is long before I worked for us. So yeah, this is cool. You got AFF on the palm. How crazy is that? I didn't even know what AFF meant, though, by the way. So I was like, oh, cool. This is insane, man. So anyway, sign up. I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to do a tandem or whatever. I don't know how this stuff works.
Right.
I've read a lot about this stuff.
Right.
And anyway, so yeah, sign up for the tandem.
Yep.
For that, I think actually Mark Norman.
All right. Yeah. Mark Norman is.
Yeah, but I still try to figure out who was the camera guy. But anyway, so he was my tandem instructor.
All right. Yeah.
So like showed up in your office, you're getting prepped for this jump. Right?
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, so tell me about yourself. Where you from? Whatever. And I was like, well, yeah, from South Africa, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And I was like, yeah, I want to do my AFF. And it's like, oh, yeah, really? When are you going to do it? I was like, yeah, it's next Friday. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a tandem before this. You go, I had no idea. But I don't know what this rush is about. You go, whatever. And
Right.
you try to ask people about it, and then people go like, yeah, I cannot really explain it. You need to experience. Like, this guy's a dick, man. Why can't you say,
Right.
just explain me how it's going to be? And they're like, okay, fair enough. So you kind of prep me all up, ready to go. You get on a plane, and they open the door, 1,500 feet. You're like, holy shit, I'm doing this stuff.
Right.
And but again, you're like, yeah, man,
Of course.
I've got this. Anyway, so got ready, jumped out. Like they still ask me to do all whatever the things, hearts or Superman or whatever the stuff is. They ask you to entertain the camera. I was like,
Right.
just thumbs up, fly all the way down.
Awesome.
Never got the video though. Anyway, so that's when it started. Next Friday, showed up to the drop to
To the other drop zone.
the
Yeah.
other drop zone. Yeah, and then it all started. And
Wow.
It's from there it went on. And this Saturday we did the first jump, and that's 4 years ago, 4 5
So it
years
was
ago.
just pretty much full on. Because I mean, my first time watching you do a lot of jumping was because you were always at the front of the plane because you were wingsuiting. So I've always known you as a wingsuit jumper. So if you would have asked me, I would have said, well, he must have been jumping fucking ever because he's flying around in one of those mattresses that, is big as a goddamn bed sheet as a jumpsuit. So you transitioned into pretty hardcore flying fast.
Yeah, so I think I can honestly say that I got to 199 jumps, and I'm going to go wingsuit.
You're such a nightmare.
You do everything in reverse. You do everything in reverse, right? That's,
Right.
And then you learn from your mistakes. So 200 jumps. You're like, okay, yeah, I can wingsuit. This is what we're gonna do now. No, this is what I want to do. And actually, the wingsuit, the yellow suit that I was jumping with, starting with, is a suit that Micah gave me.
Oh, yep, Mr. Micah Couch.
Yeah. So, and it's funny. Jeff Hulk was also involved in this. He's would jump with Fred and Vince. So I was like, I want to have this suit, whatever. I don't even know what suits are or how do you like. I got this name. This is what I want.
Right.
But there's always this thing on your shoulder that's saying, maybe the suit's too big, or you should start somewhere. You always have these things.
Right.
So anyways, I got this suit from Micah, and he's like, just stretch it out. He's like, you'll be fine. You go jump with this thing. Anyway, so I did my jump course with Danny Herman.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he flew to Spain, did it with him.
Nice.
2 weeks in Spain, just full on jumping, like 50 wingsuit jumps straight off the bat.
Oh, that doesn't suck.
Yeah, never could pack a parachute though.
Can't pack a parachute, but you're doing 50 jumps in Imperia Brava in a wingsuit.
That's where the learning curve came in, right? It's like, can you pack it? I was like, no, I never packed it. He's like, you came from Dubai? It's like, I came from Dubai. That's why I started jumping. We are treated with the best there. Anyway, so long story short, that's where it all started, and it's still funny. Like I showed up back to drop zone. I got qualified. Can jump wingsuits, whatever. And obviously we have individuals at the drop zone go like, can you wingsuit? I haven't seen you the whole summer. All of a sudden, this guy standing with a suit. That's kind of where it all started. And then from there onwards, it was just full on jumping.
Yeah, for sure.
Non-stop.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you're on every fun load you can get on, as far as I can see.
Yeah,
which is awesome. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's funny because I actually went to Micah. I think it was the right before he left for the summer, and that we lost him, unfortunately. And I had started mentioning that I was really kind of starting to lean towards wanting a wingsuit, and he gave me dude, just next week, come on, I got plenty of suits. And I'm like, no, but I need to learn. I've never done it, and I'm kind of taking it. He said, no, you'll be fine. What do you mean? I got plenty of suits. They're super docile.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I got docile. Come on, let's go. And that was Micah. Micah's just like, fucking, let's do this. Let's go. But I'm a pussy. So he's saying, let's do this. And I'm like, I had somebody tell me a parachute was docile once, and I broke my fucking leg. So
yeah, you learn from that. That I have to add to that. That's kind of what happened. It was the first jump. Never jumped any suit. Whatever. That's on it. Got the suit on, and Danilo go like, okay, shot. We're gonna do this, and you jump out.
Right.
Like obviously, then you practice pulls or whatever. None of that shit.
No, you don't need that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so jumped out of his porter flying. I was like, okay, got it, kind of stable. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. You're going in the right direction. So when it came to, that's like the first deployment in this suit that's way too big for you.
Right.
I mean, I went straight down.
Oof.
Like everything which I should have done or supposed to be doing, missed all of it.
Oh, no.
So it was like lost complete control of the suit.
Right.
Went, I wouldn't say head down because that has a different meaning in our world. But anyways, it was completely out of control.
Oy.
So eventually got to the point where I find my handle, and I realize, okay, but this is a free fly handle. It's completely tucked in.
Oh no.
So it's like proper Velcroed in, not Velcroed in, but it's tucked in. And I was like, I can't get this thing out. I'm completely out of control. I was like, okay, what else? Anyway, so I eventually got with my left hand around, got the pilot chute out, through the pilot chute, and it's perfect opening. We looked at the video afterwards, and it's like spin. It's just like perfect red canopy.
So if you'd opened without the spin, it would have been
That would have been a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, you just spun yourself out of trouble then.
Anyways, landed this thing completely white.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna do that again?" I was like, "Sure, we in it." And I mean, like 3 jumps later, massive cutaway.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I can't claim to be any smarter because that parachute I was saying I broke my leg on, I jumped again on the next load with a broken leg. So cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, and when I transitioned to this bigger, like, freak or whatever, flying this white freak around, still with completely the wrong canopy in the bag, right? But obviously everybody's warning you. I was like, yeah, man, what do you know? Like, I'm a new skydiver. I got attitude. I got balls. I got all this stuff. What do you know about jumping? You've been 10 years in the sport. Whatever. Right. Anyway, so rushed home, got this freak. Yeah, you ready for it? Got out, and Darren's was like, dude, you're not jumping that suit. I was like,
yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Anyway, jumped out. Big, what canopy was in it? Sapphire? Yeah, Sapphire 150. Wrong body position, wrong everything. Pitched the pilot chute. Massive line twist, spin, cutaway.
And that's when your instructors are just going, yeah,
we told you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Maybe you'll listen to me next time.
And you still don't listen.
No, of course not. No, of course not. Oh man, well that's the thing though. That's the fucked up thing about the whole YouTube generation, especially with this sport, is you see it. And people that are putting those videos up have put so much time in that they make what they're doing look fucking easy. I mean, you see the best of the wingsuiters flying down these mountains and doing all this stuff, and they've got it so dialed in that they make it look to an experienced skydiver or a marginally experienced skydiver look like, oh, I can see what he's doing. Absolutely. Yeah. And you think you can pull that kind of shit off. And then, like, for somebody like me, that it kind of looks easy, I'll go to the tunnel and then I'll watch someone, incredible tunnel flyers where I cannot figure out what part of their body they move to make them do these ridiculously amazing stunts, and it dawns on me, oh yeah, flying down the mountain in a wingsuit is exactly the same thing. It's a level above, and they make it look so fucking easy, and guaranteed it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing about this sport. I guess we have the YouTube generation. Everybody wants that thing because it's what you post, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna get you all sort of street credit.
I saw some video that summed it up with that kind of stuff, this social media shit, and it was some comedy show, but it was a chick taking pictures of herself, making herself look super happy doing all this stuff, but as soon as the picture was taken, she was right back to being fucking miserable. And it's all for the picture.
I was, what was it, the day before yesterday, I went to the beach. I sat there, like, this chick showed up, probably an influencer or whatever. I've got no idea.
Right.
I'm not even on all there.
Right.
I've been on it, removed from it, been on it, whatever.
Right.
I'm on this. I'm on this train.
Right.
But anyway, so this couple of chicks showed up. There was a kid there. I don't know who was the owner. One of the kids.
The owner.
But anyway, so and I watched them like it's a fairly good-looking chick or whatever, maybe from Russia or whatever. I got no idea. But obviously, like, I'll put my sunglasses on not to make it so obvious that I'm looking, right?
Sure.
So sunglasses on, watching this whole thing. They spent 2 hours taking photos, selfies on the beach, dude. They brought frames.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? This is the fucking world we're living in now, where it's all about how you present yourself. And unfortunately, when you take that world and you superimpose it into our world, which is fucking dangerous.
Yeah, man.
People are willing to do some stupid shit for a picture.
Exactly. This chick had a fucking palette with a brush, trying to paint the sunset. I was no. And it's exactly what you say. Like, you got all this stuff, and then we got people jumping off mountains and doing all this stuff in the air. Yeah, granted. And that's the thing. They are professionals.
Yes.
But that's what we don't understand. Like, some are professionals.
Yes.
Some wants to be professional.
Well, I had the chance to talk to Nick and Matt and Scalabrino and Munting, and they're fucking hilarious. They're, the stories that they've gotten, because they're out there doing it, and they're probably two of the best wingsuiters on the planet.
Yeah.
But you'll talk to them about the real fucking knobs that are getting out there. And I think both of them, and one other person told me a story about a guy that went out to try and do a base jump. I think it was in Brento, with a wingsuit, and clearly, obviously had no idea what he was doing, and the entire crowd knew, and they stopped him from jumping. They're like, you clearly are not qualified to do this. You're going to fucking die. And the guy, of course, sneaks away, waits till everybody's gone, does it anyway, and dies.
Well, is it the guy that jumped with a normal skydiving gear?
Probably. Probably.
It's insane, dude.
You know, I mean, it's shit like that they see, and this is all spurred on by the whole social media, you know, and the YouTube generation. And it's not that that's a bad thing, but it gives people some fucking crazy ideas.
It does, but we have to say on the flip side, it also pays our salaries. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people shows up and do this stuff?
Oh yeah, no, hey, and the thing is, it's fucking cool as hell. I mean, I love watching Nick and Matt specifically, the videos that they do and the stuff that they're doing. I'm like, Jesus God, you know, and I know that they're okay because I just saw them. But then I pull up the video of a jump that they did 2 weeks ago, and my sphincter is so fucking tight, I can barely sit still because I'm watching what they're doing, going, oh my God, because it's so intense. And I know they've got that skill, but, you know, somebody that doesn't realize all the safety and training that goes into that. Yeah, you know, when I had Munting here and he was telling me how before a particular jump that they were getting ready to do, he spent like hours doing an exit into a pool.
Yeah, that's a thing. It was like, was it a couple of week ago, whatever. We've been hiking and he was on this thing, and he's an amazing character. Like, and obviously talking about base jumping and what they do around in the region or whatever, and you're like, okay, so how do you take with you? And it's always
right.
He chooses Nick to go with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it's kind of how amazing they feed off each other's energy.
Oh
and
no, it's fantastic.
They're incredible individuals.
Yeah, no, the Nick and Matt show is ongoing and amazing, and they are definitely hetero life mates. I mean, those fucking guys are perfect together. They really are, because they play off of each other's strengths so well back and forth, and it's fucking hilarious. That being said, it's so funny because and this is something that I've learned doing the podcast, which is really weird, is you've got the personalities, the way that people are, and the way that they want to be perceived. And so I plopped Nick and Matt down in the same chairs that you're in to do these interviews, and I assume that Munting is going to be off the charts, and I'm probably not going to speak for the entire podcast. Yeah. And I assume Nick is probably just going to nod a little bit and maybe say the occasional thing or two. And I do the standard, who the fuck are you and what do you do? And man, Nick is off to the races, and Munting doesn't say a thing. And I'm like, holy shit, wait a second, this is bizarre. And it was so cool to see this mix of, all right, Matt's not doing quite what I expected, but Nick's pulling up the slack. And then it reversed during the podcast, and I'm like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. These guys are just playing back and forth off of each other, and it's badass. So I can't imagine that they don't do the same thing when they're out jumping and all that stuff.
Man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's lots of experience.
Yeah,
like we said, they are insane individuals.
Yes.
And insane in a good way.
In a very good way. Yeah. No, and we've all met the ones that are insane in just a little too much over the top way. And most of the truly insane ones I've known in the sport aren't with us anymore.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this. Like, it's funny, those two Finnish guys, when I started the conversation, is both of them stopped jumping. And I don't know how many. There was actually three of them. There was a German guy as well, but he did a lot of military jumps, and I also think like 10,000 plus tandems or whatever. So he's kind of experienced in the tandem thing. But the two Finnish guys, the one started jumping because he lost somebody. If I understand correctly, it was a tandem accident. So I was still trying to.
Wow, that's rare.
It's rare because after doing my tandem rating, I was like, obviously you see all these things that's been presented to you, and you're trying to figure out, but who is this person that this person might know,
right?
And why would he have stopped? So anyway, so that's why he started jumping, because he lost a mate in that. The other one just went full on to the other side. He just went base jumping,
right?
Like he was my back-to-back at Zimix before he started flying, funny enough. That's actually engineer that went flying, or a mechanic that went flying.
All right.
He's fly for Finland now, like 777s or 787s, whatever.
Oh, wow.
So he went full circle. So yeah, with Zimix we did a 5-week 5 weeks on, 5 weeks off contract.
Nice.
It was a really good gig. So like 6 months a year you're working, 6 months a year you
Doing whatever.
doing whatever.
You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, so like, okay, so where you going, man? I was like, yeah, I was in North Korea. I was like, what the fuck are you doing in North Korea for? It's like, yeah, well, there's towers, there's buildings. I was like, of all the places in the world you could go
North
to,
Korea.
you go to North Korea to jump. He was like, yeah, but I jumped all the other places.
He's got a point.
So yeah, that made him a really good. So it's hats off to them.
Right.
That's the reason why I started all this. I never thought that I would end up here in the region, right?
Sure.
Started working for a complete different outfit.
Sure.
My character didn't fit with them.
yeah, we all run into occasional issues.
So I was besides resigning. So I not always knew. Like when I landed here, I kind of know where I wanted to go, but I didn't know anybody.
Sure.
And anyways, it's one of the guys that left. He kind of got me in. Actually, where I'm going with this whole thing is the individuals that you meet in the sport. That's yeah. I know there was a thing to it, but one of the questions that I wanted to ask is was it 98 or 97? I watched the X Games, and
Okay.
there was sky surfing.
Yeah.
So I think we spoke about this before at the hangar. Like there was some really good individuals that and there's one guy that passed away recently, or not so long ago, that did sky surfing.
Oh yeah.
But there were camera flyers involved with this.
Sure.
Who were the camera flyers back then?
So well the gold medalist, actually, when he died, unfortunately, was a guy by the name of Vic Papadatto. Vic Papadatto was an epic cameraman that flew for Troy Hartman, who's still around and still jumping and still a badass. Vic was actually killed, not doing anything sky surfing wise. He was just jumping a fun jump, a silly thing back then. But the way that a sky surf team worked was, and especially when they were doing it, you had the sky surfer, and then you had the camera flyer that would do a choreographed routine, just like you're doing any of the 2 people routines. And they were even doing it with air to ground video. So they're wearing these massive fucking things on their helmets to be able to broadcast the video direct back to the ground and all this stuff. And so epic shit. And then probably the best one that I've ever seen flying personally was Craig O'Brien. Craig O'Brien and his wife Tanya were the team that skunked me and my sky surf partner in the '98 Nationals. Not that we ever had a chance to beat them in the first place.
The reason why I asked this question is because I can remember like 98, 97, and I can't remember if 99 there was any X Games. But X Games, did you guys go to X Games?
No, we weren't nearly that good. No. Not nearly that good. And the X Games was pretty short-lived for sky surfing just because it's not a spectator-friendly sport. It's, you go to where the competition's having, and you still got to watch TV to watch it happen, because obviously it's all happening in the air. It's not in your face. All you're seeing is parachutes landing on the beach or wherever they happen to have that competition.
Yeah.
But the guys that were doing that were like groundbreakingly good. Just astounding. And then about the time that my partner and I were starting to get there and get good, Sean McCormick came up with a move called the Invisible Man. And the Invisible Man was a stand-up spin on a sky surfboard that spun so fast that he became blurry. You couldn't really focus on him. Hence the reason that they called it the Invisible Man. The problem with that move was he was having to duct tape his arms to keep from blowing out all the blood vessels in his arms when he came out of the spin. So he'd have to stretch his arms out to stop that spin, and he'd blow out all the blood vessels and barely be able to open his parachute.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. And that's when a lot of people just went, okay, I think we've hit our limit with sky surfing. Yeah.
Yeah, because on this whole skydiving thing, my vision and being and doing all this stuff was like 98 X Games.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So that's because I started jumping in 95, or late 95, early 96, and my biggest competition was the 98 Nationals in sky surfing, and then sky surfing kind of went by the wayside. One of the most famous sky surfers was a guy by the name of Rob Harris, who was fucking incredible. He was the poster boy for sky surfing. Super handsome guy, really charismatic and fantastic on the fucking board. And him and Joe Jennings, who was his camera flyer, just had this. They had this way about them when they flew. Like they came up with this move called the tidy bowl in the hole. Tidy bowl in the hole was Rob Harris would be on his head in a helicopter on the board spinning one direction, and Joe Jennings would be on his back carving the opposite direction around him.
But that's way before the whole free flying.
Oh, well, it's kind of at the same time that it was really going. So this is also when Olaf Zipser and the Free Fly Clowns were just really smashing everything.
Yeah.
So these were my heroes. I mean, my heroes in the sport were Olaf and Mike Ortiz and the Flyboys and all of these rock star fucking flyers and Omar and just incredible free flyers, as well as this insane stuff that was going on with the board, which was happening, I think, kind of because of the influence of free flying. So when Joe Jennings, and you'd have to ask him to know specifically, but when they came up with moves like that, his doing this amazing back carve, almost on his head, carving around the Sky Surfer, was very reminiscent of a lot of the shit that they were doing on like the Free Fly Clowns Chronicles videos, which was the shit that I basically masturbated to at night because it was that badass.
That's a problem. 98 was a bad year for masturbating. I can remember that. Because it was all X games, like Tony Hawk and all that stuff, like stuff that you cannot do.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather masturbate. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was the only thing I excelled in at that time, for
Yeah,
sure.
It's pretty good at it.
Yeah, for goddamn sure. Yeah, if you're going to win a medal in it, I definitely would have had that.
Yeah, it's a two-hand shuffle.
That's impressive. Well, yeah, are there separate competitions for left-handers and right-handers? And if you can compete in both, then you're really winning.
I never got there, so I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
It was a hard job.
Hard job. Yeah, man. Back then the sky surfing was really cool, but it kind of hit its peak. And I know it's making a bit of a comeback, which is awesome, as long as they don't go for these moves that require fucking duct taping body parts, because there's so much finesse involved with flying that board. And I've got maybe 50 board jumps, and I'm not particularly good at it, but I can understand it. But I've filmed hundreds of them, and watching the finesse that goes into flying one of these boards. And the Tom Stanton boards that these guys were flying are as tall as I am and feather light. So imagine having a massive prop strapped to your feet, and trying to be, poetic, basically, with it.
But it's just whatever board you can come up with, or did it had a thing?
I think one of the first ones was a company called Surf Flight, and I may be wrong, and I'm sure there are people out there calling me out, but I think Surf Flight was one of the first ones, and it was basically just particle board cut out in the shape of a flat surfboard, and the bindings were the important part, because you had to be able to cut it away. So as soon as they came out with those bindings, people would go out and buy bindings and just build their own board. But there were a couple of companies, Tom Stanton in specific, that was coming up with really hardcore boards that were ridiculously light, all the honeycombed and just awesome stuff. Anybody in competition, I think, was flying a TS. I think. But before then, it was just to build your own board. And I learned how to fly a board in the Las Vegas wind tunnel.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Like how, it's funny how we talk about the whole I had this question always. So, because I kind of, your era, there was a lot of sky surfing. So yeah.
My era. I'm going to need another drink for this.
Yeah. Come on, yeah. I'll pour it in this thing.
Yeah, you're right. In the big beaker.
Yeah.
That was made by a fan of the podcast. Made me some really cool stuff. I'm not sure why it's all medical stuff, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, dude, did you watch the Dumb and Dumber 2 show?
I have, yeah.
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 You remember the guy in the orange jumpsuit?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, who's the astronaut? You use stuff like this, right?
There you go. All right. All right. So anyway, back to your question about the.
So yeah, the whole sky surfing thing. I kind of guess that's where it all started, and then obviously people that you meet fuels the extreme part of it.
Yeah.
And then just from there onwards.
It's for me it all began with the wind tunnel, the Vegas wind tunnel. Yeah, I had seen a TV show. I think it was called That's Incredible. It was either That's Incredible or Real People. Those were two shows that I was hooked on when I was a kid, and those were the shows I would always watch with my dad. So it was one of my favorite memories with my dad when I was a kid, is we'd go watch this show, and they had a feature of a place called Flyaway in Las Vegas, and it was the first public indoor wind tunnel. And I remember watching this show as a kid, not sure how old I was, probably 10, 12 years old, watching these people flying around in big baggy balloon suits in this air column and bouncing off the walls and thinking that was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. And then when I moved to Las Vegas, they had the grand reopening, and I just happened to get one of those flyers stuck on my car in between all the porn flyers that they would bury your car in. Absolutely.
You know what the best thing about those cards are?
No.
You take them, you put them in your buddy's car. He's got the only car with all these massage business cars on it. He's like, dude, why don't you get any cars? I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe you're the popular one. I don't know.
God.
So that's the reason why you take those cards.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why you take those.
No, I didn't say you do, but
But yeah, I mean, so I went back on the grand reopening of that, and that's what started my entire skydiving career, was that wind tunnel.
yeah.
Yeah, it was flying once and fly away, and the instructor had a great sales pitch, and that was it. I was Robert Ogle, and I was hooked.
And it's amazing how the tunnels has changed. It's not like I can't say much about tunnels because I can remember the first day I was in the tunnel. It was a mess.
Yeah, man.
I think Pablo Rua, he can add to it.
The tunnels are the great equalizer.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Like I went inside the tunnel and I was like, okay, I can do this. Because I did like 50, I just did 50 jumps, right? I'm professional.
You're pro.
Yeah, man.
You got it.
So got in it. So eventually tried this whole figure thing. So I was standing against the wall. I was like, I just want to go home.
Right?
I just want to go home. Just get me out of this thing.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I got fucking more than 11,000 jumps, and I feel like that most times when I'm in the tunnels.
You know, I was like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, no, this needs to end because
Yeah.
I just feel ashamed. And I'm in pain.
And I still can't backfly.
Yeah. No, dude, it's the great equalizer. I mean, fuck, I have hundreds and hundreds of hours in the Las Vegas tunnel, and they do not translate directly
Skill level.
into the modern tunnels. They they give you the basics, but, you know, the Vegas tunnel was big, fat, soggy air, and you just it was a lot of fun, and you could pull off some awesome shit, but you had to fly really aggressive. But the modern tunnels require finesse.
Yeah, but it's a big open air tunnel, right?
No, that one's closed, but it's got cushions that sit around the side of it, so it's got a dead air. So you're flying in an air column that you can fall off of.
Yeah.
Which makes it fun, because we would go in there and play King of the Hill, and somebody'd always leave bloody, which was awesome.
It's kind of like what they got in the what's that movie, Drop Zone? Drop Zone?
Yeah. So that's the open air version. Just imagine walls around that exact one out of that movie.
That
for
was
sure.
a good movie though.
Yeah. That's one of the ones that got
Paddy
me.
Wagstaff flying a porter. Imagine how many times national aerobatic champion in the U.S. and she's
Flying a porter.
Flying a porter.
Regan Tidlow, I think, just did an interview with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the Air Channel thing that he does now.
It's insane. I wouldn't say like whatever, but anyway. So, we didn't have a lot of magazines that came out. Like we had the flying magazine, whatever. So she was famous in South Africa because for some reason South Africa aerobatics is a big thing, huge. So we have really good teams. When I started my aviation career, I worked for a company. We were looking after three teams. 3 teams of 3 was the Smirnoff, and then they had a Smirnoff aerobatic team, famous aerobatic team flying pit specials.
Wow.
So they had all of them S2s, double-seater, and there was one guy that was S2A or whatever, was a single seat. Massive machines.
Pretty too.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. It's like kind of like skydiving. Like people in the aerobatics world, you know them, and it's people that you know because they passed on.
Yeah.
So yeah, the big one was the one that was sponsored by Smirnoff
Okay.
vodka.
All right.
Yeah, until it was taboo to advertise drink.
Which is
problem.
insane.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
I think my first introduction to an aerobatic plane was seeing a Christian Eagle, and that was a beautiful plane. It looks like a Pitts. I personally couldn't tell the difference, but I'm not a fucking mechanic, and I'm not a huge aviation nerd either. I know the planes that I've flown, and I know the ones that I'd like to fly, and other than that, I don't really know them too well.
Yeah, I had a bad bit, really good share of working on different aeroplanes. Look, most science is science. It works one way or it doesn't work.
Right.
So the theory works the same.
Sure. Now,
Um,
there's actually a bunch of questions I want to ask because it's so funny thinking back over my experience in the sport and being tied into aircraft so much more than I would have been not being a skydiver, even if I was a pilot. Skydiving kind of throws you into the maintenance side of aviation as a pilot much more than you would ever think because at least in the States, you're kind of forced to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
So one of the A&P guys that I became friends with and knew for many years, both from cross keys and working at different drop zones, had said something along the lines of, turbines are amazing, but I can't believe fucking internal combustion engines even work. Like, he's like,
how much wine did we add?
a fair amount.
Fair enough. Okay, it's going to be difficult to explain the inner works of a turbine engine and a piston engine.
He was just saying that a turbine is so much more reliable than a piston. That so much more can go wrong. He's like a piston. He didn't have a whole lot of faith in.
Well, considering you start your whole flying career on a piston.
Yeah, I know. But looking back on it, I'm scared shitless.
No, dude. I guess it's where you going to take it because it's or who you going to have working on it. That's the main thing. Because a lot of these people that have planes,
Sure.
Smaller planes, are owner operators or they work on them themselves.
Right.
It's very easy to go get an AMP ticket, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All
It's kind of like your jump numbers, dude.
All right. I mean, well, all right. So, as a jump pilot, again, like I said, I've been able to dive into the maintenance side of things a little bit more than I normally would. I actually once hypothetically had to help rebuild the entire fuel system for a Twin Otter.
How did you find that?
Unsupervised, which was not fun.
Unsupervised.
Allegedly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When was this?
Allegedly, I didn't do it right and didn't hook up one of the hoses and allegedly had to redo it at night in a cornfield with flashlights.
Oh, tell me you were the driver.
I was.
Yeah?
I was. Here's the funny thing. Allegedly, I'm going to keep using that word. As soon as the first load went up and the fuel flow wasn't happening, I knew exactly
What you did wrong.
exactly what I had done wrong, and fixed it relatively quickly after getting a shitload of jet fuel in my ear. Strangely enough, because anybody that knows an Otter knows all the fuel sumps. And for those that know what a fuel sump is, it's where you pull extra fuel out of the bottom of the plane to make sure there's no water and shit in the fuel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I accidentally hit one of those and with my head turned sideways, dumped a bunch of jet fuel in my ear, which required a hospital trip to get it out.
How's the hearing today?
Yeah, it's a little tinny.
Is it, yeah?
Little tinny. Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, so you've been working on these for a long time, and you were working on aircraft long before you were a jumper. What don't I want to know?
What don't you want to know?
Yeah, what don't I want to? I know what I know, but what don't I want to know? Like, have you?
It's well, the one thing that I can say, well, I'm going to have to take some time to think about this. But the one thing that let me take a sip of wine.
Well, I asked this specifically because when I do test flights on aircraft that have had a lot of maintenance done, most of the time you've got a mechanic on board. And if the mechanic is even slightly trepidatious about getting in the airplane.
Yeah, or like the day when you showed up and we went flying, you're like, dude, I haven't flown in 3 months.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, that kind of makes me nervous, but that's the one that kind of makes it different to, I would say, the rest of the world, like a skydiving operation, because you do 1,000,001 landings and takeoff. So that's one phase of the flight that most things can go wrong.
Sure. Well, and that's the huge benefit is, as a jump pilot, the one phase of flight that I'm most comfortable with is the thing that is also generally the most dangerous, takeoffs and landings. And I do more takeoffs and landings in a year than most, airline pilots do in a career.
Yeah, I know. Like if I go fly with you guys or whatever, if we do if the engine changes or whatever we've done, I guess the basis of this whole conversation is to assure that most of these things are so much safety systems that's been built into it.
Yeah, they're pretty
you're going to have to fuck up big time.
Yeah.
Like not putting a bolt in on the wing. That's would be one thing. It's gonna ruin your day and gonna leave some marks or whatever. But
I suppose that's kind of one thing that I kind of count myself lucky in, that I've had the issues that I've had. I've had a fair number of engine issues over my career where I've been required to land a multi-engine with just one running. And it's not commonplace. It's never commonplace. It always gets your full and undivided attention, but it's not necessarily a holy shit moment, especially when you trust the crew that's on the ground. And that's something that I don't think gets said enough, to be perfectly honest, is as a longtime jump pilot, having faith in the guys that are spinning wrenches on that plane is huge. It is so important. And most jumpers don't think about it. When I was just a jumper, the plane's running, you get on the fucking plane. You literally never think twice unless something goes wrong. So it's epic when I'm sitting up front realizing shit does go wrong, and I trust these guys. So it gives you the warm and fuzzies when you're flying around.
Yeah, it does. But to add on to what I wanted to say was, there's so much systems that's built into place. Call us mechanics or whatever it is. There's still a certain level of engineering. You need to be on a certain level, but there's so much redundancy has been built into these things. Like the Twin Otter is an old plane.
Yes.
Firstly,
yes.
This is 1960s stuff. But if you think of how technology has changed, most of the shit that we're using today is still stuff of 1960, except for the advances in composites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the inner workings of a turbine,
same thing.
There was a guy that was wearing a white suit with really thick fucking glasses that figured it out a long time ago.
Right.
It works one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's the same with SpaceX that launched their stuff to space.
Yeah.
They invented a new fucking engine, but the process of how it working, the
It's
inner
the
workings of it's the same.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing about that would change. The only thing that would change, like maybe materials that you're using. Like, are we using, instead of burning solid fuels, we're using methane, or we're using oxygen, or whatever they are using right now, and the use of electronics. So that's the kind of thing that has changed today.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The things that can go wrong, to answer the question, there are many things. there are 1,010 things. But there's checks and balances in place to make sure that
indeed
that you don't fuck up in a certain way.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the reasons that the pilots are trained the way they are, always to be trained for that 1 in a million thing that can go wrong. Because what was the saying that was out forever is flying is 98% boredom and 2% terror, which is about right. Because when
just repeat that again,
flying is 98% boredom and about 2% terror. Which is about right, because 98% of the time, everything works perfectly. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And this is just on a mechanical side. So if there's terror outside that 2%, it's your own damn fault.
Yeah, but you're doing the same thing all the time, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, well,
you get complacent, but doing the same thing every day, the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'll be the first to admit that.
Yeah, people get caught out in that. If you do, we have a thing in our call it our line of work, whatever you want to call it. So we have human factors. You guys also have human factors,
sure.
and CRM, crew resource management, all this kind of shit that they teach us these days.
Right.
But there's a human element to it that we have to remember ourselves. I mean, it's something that's called the dirty dozen. Like, fuck, don't ask me about all of them. I'm supposed to know them, but I just know there's a dozen.
There's a dozen.
And I forgot. It's like, is it dozen 6 or is it dozen 12?
Shit goes wrong.
Yeah. So, so it's inherently things that we do that would cause these issues. But so far, what I have found, like in places where you work, you're going to find a bunch of people that are really into what they're doing.
Right.
And people that's still on holiday.
Right.
That's there, but they're not there.
They're just coasting.
Yeah, and those are the people that you kind of need to look over their shoulder.
Sure.
Because you take the responsibility. Like, call us mechanics, call us engineers, whatever you want to call us. You carry a certain amount of responsibility.
Sure.
And so there will be people in certain positions that look over these things that will make sure that everything will be perfect.
Sure.
It's not like everything will not be perfect.
Well, and it's those checks and balances,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. To get to it, like there are occasions where you're gonna maybe try to cut the corner or whatever, but
Sure.
it's even if you do that,
Sure.
there's enough stuff in place to make sure that the corner has not been cut that long.
You're right.
It's like kind of the long path goes along with the shortcut.
Sure. Well, now, and you guys have to, when you're doing the inspections of the repairs or replacements or anything like that, the manufacturers of the equipment that you're dealing with, the aircraft equipment, have been doing this for so fucking long that it's literally a laundry list of things that you have to do and check off as you're doing them. So you guys have, beside the fact that you got to make sure everything fucking works right, and you have to have the intuition to do that, you got to do a shitload of the paperwork as well. But that paperwork is a good check to make sure, oh, I didn't forget this. Just like a checklist is for a pilot, or a flow is for a pilot. It's, oh, did I forget to do this? Did I forget to do that? I mean,
Yeah, if you go about forgetting things or whatever, but the checklist. Whoa. Anyway, so the whole thing. So by time, especially the Twin Otter is a super old airplane. If you're talking to just about Twin Otter, even if you talk about 737, it's an old plane.
they're 70s, aren't they?
Whatever the date is.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to listen to this like, it's not 70, it's 69 or whatever.
Right.
So it's through the call it the evolution of this frame or whatever.
Sure.
The better things has been put onto it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what you guys are saying. Oh, I don't want to fly jump 4 because it's too heavy. I don't want to fly jump 7 because it's too fast. Or this one turns too quick. Or this one flies skew. Or whatever it is. But it's that feel that you have for it, right?
Sure.
Granted, it might fly skew or not. I don't know. If it flies
Right.
skews, I might have done it. There's something wrong with it.
Right.
Funny enough, it was wrong, so we fixed it.
Well, see, that's the thing too, and that's actually where the tie comes in. Where I had mentioned being a little bit more into the maintenance that's going on in an aircraft than I would be outside of the sport, is because so much of what we do as jump pilots is feel, that it's very easy for me to translate to you in idiot terms. I mean, granted, you guys have got to figure out what I actually mean compared to the words that I'm saying. But I get to try and describe to you what it's doing in a much more tight-knit setting than I would be if I was some airline trying to write something up.
With you, it's not so bad.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah. I was dealing with a lot of French pilots when I worked for Zimex.
Okay.
And they're very animative. Like they would go like the engine makes bang bang. And I was like, just write that down for me.
Right.
If it makes bang bang, just write bang bang. Is it bang bang or bang boom? Which one is it?
I saw some post years ago that was fucking hilarious, and it was one of those airline pilot memes, something or other, and it was a joke about pilots writing up different problems and the responses the mechanics would get, and one of the ones was something like, there's knocking behind the panel like there's a troll back there pounding on stuff, and the response from the mechanic was troll removed.
We do stuff like I do stuff like that, I must admit.
Fucking perfect.
But anyway, so it's kind of like, did you see that video of was it Will Ferrell with that Just Don't Care or whatever, that song? Oh fuck, I must look for it. Oh, I don't have my phone here. But anyway, so I think I posted it on the group anyway. So the thing what it simulates is him as an airline pilot, and he's written something up in the tech log, and it sings that song about. Who's this band? But anyway, it's like, I just don't care, whatever. He just wrote it up and he just don't care. Like dropping the mic and just walk out. It's kind of the same thing. So,
well, and that's kind of the hitch that you're in too, because you're in a very restrictive maintenance schedule. I mean, this is not mom and pop drop zone. We're talking about a larger drop
but
zone.
that's what makes it so amazing. The whole thing, like my whole aviation career, like working for the airlines, working for another operator / airline, because we operated 70 aircraft in Zimex.
In Zimex,
at one time. When I started, it was going super well. We were super busy. Lots of Twin Otters, 1900, 200s, name them all. ATRs, they were all there. and it brings a wealth of experience.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
you might be 8 guys working, everybody else is lying next to the pool. It's amazing how it works.
Right.
Like everybody's having a great time, but except you. But anyways, that comes around again. Like they are flying and you are having fun.
Right.
So it brings a wealth of experience, and you kind of know things. Like whatever people are saying, you get to know these machines.
Sure.
Like you would know your phone.
Yeah. Oh, intimately.
Very intimate.
Yeah.
Like it depends.
Well, there's
limits.
big aviation fans out there.
Yeah. Or there's enthusiasts.
I've been intimate in a plane, but I've never been intimate with a plane.
Oh, I've never been there though, but it's on the list.
Hypothetically,
anybody that's out there, it's on the list.
Hypothetically, I've actually experienced that while flying.
What?
Yeah. Hypothetically. This is all hypothetical.
Cheers. Hypothetically, cheers.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is all just stories. It's just stories, folks. Just stories. Well, I mean, it's very cool to be able to try and work with someone that you can go, all right, I think it's this, I think it's that, and have, again, I have just enough of a working knowledge of what I'm talking about to not sound like a complete moron, but still sound special.
Very special.
Yeah.
Because if you... I just had to add that, very special.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the one thing that I have to give to what is going on in aviation today. They take a lot of time and effort into training pilots to know the technical aspect of it. So trust me, there are pilots out there that probably knows the inner workings of a turbine better than the engineer that's going to work on it,
Sure.
or the technician that's going to work on it.
Sure.
And it does help. Like if you want to have any sort of troubleshooting or whatever it is, if you know the systems, it is very easy to
Sure.
troubleshoot. Like if you would fly and it's like, listen, dude, I have a problem with X, Y, Z. I was
Right.
like, okay, X, Y, Z is the problem. It makes the downtime a lot easier.
Sure.
And I wanted to say it earlier, but this wine is having an effect now. But the thing about these jump planes, I've never worked for skydiving operation before. So these planes are kind of my heart and soul.
Sure.
I really appreciate what I'm doing. The organization that we're working for, it's a lot different than what I'm used to. We were talking about the Zimix story earlier when you took the planes one of the planes to Switzerland, and they did the mainframe change or whatever. Like we were running the plane to one of the Zimix engineers or whatever. We were running the plane, getting it all rigged or whatever, and they are so still used to use the old engine,
Right.
and they're like, yeah, well, I remember this. I was like, dude, it's 34s, man. It's like, what? You guys are using 34s? It's like, yeah,
Yes,
we're
we
using
are.
34s, and it does change a lot. And the one thing about operating the way that we are, temperature, where we are, and how we operate. That's
Sure.
the main thing. Doesn't matter where we are. So we're always on the maximum capacity of what we can operate.
Sure.
And that's what we're trying to give. Like this is what we can do, what our engineering department can do,
Sure.
and engineering what we can do is to support what we are doing, and that is a huge deal. That's like if you talk about the turnaround time or whatever, that's like how quickly we can get up to altitude and do what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole sport specifically skydiving in aviation beats the living hell out of all the equipment that we use, whether it's the parachutes, whether it's the staff, whether it's the aircraft. I mean, we work the living shit out of them. I mean, for Christ's sakes, being able to turn 20, 30, 40 loads a day in hot temperatures, just up and down and up and down and up and down, and abusing the living hell out of these aircraft daily, and they just keep going, says so much for people that designed this shit before I was born. I mean, it's insane. The fact that the equipment can handle it. Believe me, you are not the first person to be drunk in this studio.
What, drunk? I wouldn't say much, but I came in with that bottle that I came in with, fucking gin in it, dude.
Yeah.
Gin and dry lemon.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Set the stage.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. No, I mean it's funny. The aircraft are as bulletproof as I could imagine. I never would have thought that I'd be flying equipment that could handle the way that we beat it. And that's just the industry, is up and down and up and down and up and down, and you are flying at max performance at all times, because we want to get these jumpers up top as quick as we can, and then we want to get back down as fast as we can to get the next round. That's our whole business, is going up and down as quick as possible. But again, I think that a big undersold part of that is the guys spinning the wrenches that keep the planes in the air.
Yeah, but dude, it's the whole thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's it's like a year, man.
Well, but I mean, I've worked at drop zones where the maintenance wasn't so great, and people, every time they heard anything slightly different out of that airplane, they were shitting their pants, not knowing what the hell was coming next because they weren't confident with the equipment. But you work in a place where you've got people that are on the ball, that are taking care of the equipment, and a pilot that knows what the hell he's doing, and you see the whole relaxed nature of the staff and the jumpers in regard to the safety of the aircraft. That's a huge thing. It really is.
It comes with the experience.
Sure.
It's not to say these guys didn't have experience before. They might have, but if you worked on a PD6 or whatever, there's a certain element of stuff that you can bring to it.
Sure.
If you worked on the airframe, there's a certain amount of stuff that you can bring to that. We are fortunate. We had guys working for us that brought a wealth of experience. Oh, you know them. You flew with them in the Virgin Islands or wherever you guys were flying.
Yes, in the Virgin Islands. Yeah.
So you know these people and it brought a wealth of experience.
Sure.
Saying that, it brings a certain element of confidence and knowing to what you're doing in the downtime that things are going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And so far, we have been lucky, except for some of the aircraft that we're operating, especially the newer ones or whatever. You have electrical systems or whatever that might alleviate downtime. But for the workhorses, like whatever numbers we have, they just keep on going.
Oh yeah, they're beasts, absolute beasts.
And yeah, it's a perfect plane.
Yeah.
I would say perfect plane for what we are doing, how we are doing it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I was lucky in that the first turbine airplane I ever flew was a PAC 750, which is a Kiwi airplane that I still love to this day. It was a shitload of fun to fly, and for tandem operations, it was fantastic, and it was as bare bones an aircraft as you can get. But you will never, ever, ever top a Twin Otter, as far as I'm concerned, as the most incredible airplane ever. It's my favorite plane. And it is just like the PAC 750. The first time I ever saw a Twin Otter, I went, because it doesn't. I mean,
Why?
It's got wings. It's got the spinny, choppy things. It's not sexy until you get to know it, and then it's the sexiest fucking goddamn
What
thing
do you mean?
you've
It
ever seen.
It has fucking apron appeal like you cannot believe, man.
Oh no, I'm in your corner now. Trust me. Now the Twin Otter is the most gorgeous machine I've ever seen. But first looking at it, or the PAC was fucking butt ugly.
Yeah.
Until I started flying it, and then it just was, oh my God, this is, oof.
It works.
Yeah, I get to climb inside this every day. And
what's your name, baby?
Exactly. I mean, it just became this incredibly sexy thing because I found out how well it performed, and I got to fly it.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like it can look super sexy.
Yeah.
But it performs shit.
Sure. What's your opinion of the new the new Cessna, the multi-engine? Have you seen this?
Which one?
You haven't seen it yet?
I was joking. That's
fucker.
No, I saw it.
I mean, it
I haven't read anything about it.
It looks like an otter with thin wings, which makes me nervous for jumping.
Well, obviously, the whole thing about Cessna that we have to remember, like for the enthusiasts that listen to this, the thing about Cessna and the same with the Caravan is that's something that was very specifically designed for a specific task.
Sure.
Like the Caravan was designed to feed FedEx.
Sure.
So, and it kind of got stumbled on this racehorse, or not this workhorse, not racehorse, this workhorse that it is. It's versatile. You can use it. So that's the aircraft that we know.
Right.
And it's an all-rounder. You can use it. You can put bigger engines on it. You can do whatever. Like in the skydiving world, it's amazing how many specialists are there in the skydiving world that comes to engineering or all this kind of stuff. But and everybody has an opinion. Granted, you have your opinion or whatever it is.
Right.
So I didn't read much about the what's it called, Skyliner or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's specifically something that's again been designed for FedEx.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a multi-engine version of the Caravan meant for short-haul cargo stuff.
Yeah. So for sure, can we jump from it? Yeah, you can jump from anything if you want to.
Well, yeah, but
that's if you ask a skydiver. But if in terms of planes and how we would operate, like I would still go with the Twin Otter.
Yeah.
And and Porter or whatever is available. I've tried many things.
Yeah. My first thought when I saw that was the fuselage looks a lot like a Twin Otter. A fair amount like it, but the wings are straight fucking Cessna. And I saw that it's got a cruising speed of like 220 knots. And as soon as I saw that, knowing that the Twin Otter's got maybe 150, maybe, and those big fat wings that you could crawl inside, I can't imagine having, and as a jump pilot, what I want is that versatility on jump run.
Yeah.
I want to be able to handle any situation that's coming up. I've got an entire load hanging off the tail, and I'm trying to keep the speed up, or I want to get as slow as I can because I'm trying to stretch that jump run out for slow moving tandems. I want that versatility. I don't see that Cessna having that.
But that's a lot. Yeah, it's like you say, it's a lot to do with the wing and how the wing is shaped.
Yeah.
But was it designed for jumping?
No.
That's the thing.
Will
it be used for jumping? Probably.
Oh, of course it will. Well, that's the funny thing, though, is the Otter wasn't designed for jumping, but you'd think it was because, god damn, it
was designed. It was designed for the outback.
Yeah, well, it's as stole as it gets. I mean, that's as short field as it gets. Yeah. I'll put up a Twin Otter against anything for what we're doing with it for sure.
Any other planes that you flew? Exciting planes, not 172s.
No. I mean, obviously the 172, 182, 206, all that shit. But the PAC 750 and the Twin Otter are the only two that are really standouts. I've flown. I've got a couple thousand hours maybe about 1,500 hours in Caravans, but that's not. I mean, it's a decent plane.
Like I flew the Caravan. It's like a blown up 172.
Yeah, I mean it's all right. It's a good bird. I definitely don't say anything bad about it, and I know that the Texas conversions with the beefy engine is supposed to be fast as fuck. Not so sure about the Blackhawk conversion, but
depends where you get the engine from.
Yeah, it's a conversation for another time.
It is, but there are so many engine shops in the US.
Right.
Many. Like we use engine shops in America.
Sure.
But it's well vetted.
Sure.
Obviously, it's not agreed by the manufacturer because the manufacturer wants to have their things.
Sure, of course.
But yeah, not to go too deeply into the whole Blackhawk conversion or whatever it is. Those engines work.
Sure.
It works on the 200. It works very well. It's just the batch that came out.
It was a bad batch.
It's a bad batch.
Yeah. And shit does happen.
It does.
That's the nerve-wracking part about shit happening in a single engine as opposed to a multi-engine is the consequences.
The options.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few options when shit hits the fan in a single engine. Again, having had, I want to say career-wise, I've had now either 7 or 8 single-engine landings on a multi-engine aircraft. I've never had a no-engine landing on a single-engine aircraft, and I'd like to keep it that way, which is also why the idea of flying any plane that requires a key to start it scares the shit out of me.
Oh, but that's all done now, man. It's like push the button and it starts, man.
Yeah, no, man. I'll tell you what, the one spinny choppy thing out in front, oof.
It's funny. I want to add to the story. So this warbird that we were talking about earlier. So one of my dad's very close friends. They flew together in the military.
Okay.
So the Air Force pilots, and they flew this. It's called an AMC-3, and it's called a Borsboek or whatever.
Okay.
Which means it translates to an antelope. Whatever.
All right,
That's
fair
like
enough.
everything in South Africa translates to some form of game.
So,
Anyway, so both of them flew this plane in the military. Seriously. Theater time, however way you want to put it, like floated in the war. So they translated into flying PC-12s, and my dad kind of went into to do his own thing. He's got a massive engineering company, whatever. He's actually got an MD 500.
Okay.
Flies helicopters to his power line work.
Oh, wow.
Whatever. So besides all of that, it's funny. Like if I don't go fly with my dad, or we've flown together and do our thing, he's a really good friend, which in the military they've flown together.
Okay.
And it's funny, like this guy been flying Global Expresses for many years, like 737s. Like he went from military to fly all these big commercial jets.
Sure.
So one day we pulled this plane outside, same plane, the Warbird, pulled it outside, got ready to go, and he sits in front. He's got fucking like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 hours in this thing, theater time, flying in the military. Like
Right.
he knows his shit.
All right.
Anyways, he sits in his plane, and it's not fucking difficult. It doesn't have a key, so it just magnetos on and start,
Right.
prime it or whatever you need to do. It's got a massive GSO 480, 400 for the enthusiasts. Like
Okay.
the specs of the engine, whatever. It's like 400 horsepower or whatever it is. It's a massive engine, Lycoming engine. Geared, supercharged. They don't make them anymore, but anyways, they've been in the Queen Airs and all the stuff.
Right.
So we pull this plane out, getting ready to go fly. So he sits in front of his plane. He's got hours and hours in this thing. He's like, how the fuck do I start this thing?
Yep.
It's like, dude, you've been flying this thing in the military for so long, you don't know how to start this thing?
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember. A fuel pump. I'll do this, prime, start this fucking geared engine. It's going.
Yep.
But it's super amazing, man.
Oh, dude, it's I had a similar experience, super low time flying. I did all my flying time in a Piper Archer, and it was a pimped out Piper Archer. I think it was a 2004, 2005 at the time. It was beautiful. It had all the high-end avionics, and it had all the switches, including the power switches up above your head.
What?
Yeah, which
Well, this is the Archer, but it's a
so it was
Archer 2, Archer 3, whatever it is.
Fuck if I know. But it had all the switches overhead, and I hadn't flown this thing in ages. And I went back to my hometown and went to go on a flying date because I'm going to try and impress this chick.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to take her flying. I'll go ahead and get a hold of executive, and I'll rent this aircraft because I've been flying forever.
Off the seat. Though.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I rent the aircraft, and I go out with my date, and we get in the aircraft, and I'm looking for the master switch. Where it's got to be around here somewhere. I found where the key goes because it actually still takes a key, but I can't find the master switch anywhere. And I'm like, all right, why don't you go ahead and let's get out of the aircraft for a second. I think there might be an issue. Right. And it literally took me ages until I finally, just in frustration, leaned my head back on the seat to see all the switches right above my head going, all right, I'm a fucking moron. I cannot believe someone's renting me an airplane. All right, hop on in. Here we go. Let's go flying. It's so
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. I completely get it. Which falls back to training. There you go. Fucking
checklist. Huh?
Yep. Train, and checklists and all that shit. Now, back to jumpers for those that are sick of us talking about fucking airplanes. What comes next for you? You've been flying wingsuits and doing all that kind of stuff. You going to go jump off the mountains?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, but it's not so exciting. I did my tandem rating.
All right, fair enough. Have you done any base jumping?
No, I haven't.
All right, so but that's kind of is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, it's definitely on the list. I kind of use this time to because there's a lot of people in the circle that I like Matt, Darren, all these people if I can say the names, but and there's a wealth of information out there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of taking it slow. Like 2 years ago, like when I got into jumping, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Sure.
Ready to go. But like having people around you that is super experienced and the way that their demeanor about it.
Yeah.
Kind of changed my whole perspective about this whole thing. Like I'm fortunate enough to be sometimes on the plane when we do these demo jumps or whatever, and the guys jump with their base rigs. To see them when they have their skydiving rigs on, and to see them when they have their base rigs on, it's kind of looking at a different person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what made me step back as to this chase for jumping off mountains and chasing whatever I wanted to chase.
Sure.
For sure, it's on the list. I just want to be kind of calculated about it. If I
Damn good way to be.
yeah. So it's easy to go. It's like, yeah, you do it, whatever. Jump off a bridge and get ready to jump and jump off towers.
Sure.
So to get back to the conversation, like kind of like what Nick and
Matt, yeah.
Matt and I had when we went hiking, is like he was on this mission to go jump somewhere, and I'd like any other guy, like we just having a conversation.
Sure.
Like how do you do this? Like, who do you choose to go jump with you? How do you choose this line? How do you do all these things? It kind of made me think as to why them two are always jumping together, as to being very into it.
Right.
Who's the other South African jumper that's also, I've kind of forgot his name now. Julian Bull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. We've been when I started the whole skydiving thing, he was still here, and
rock star.
Amazing dude.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Rockstar.
So this is a buddy of mine. We're trying to figure out this exit out of this Sherpa, right? It's like we do this or whatever. But again, we novices.
Right.
Like maybe he's got 400 jumps and I got like maybe 47 or whatever. magic number. Just add a 0 to it.
Right.
So, and he's like, yeah. So he listens to the accent, of course, and he's like, yeah, these guys sound like they're kind of South African, right? It's like this distinct accent that we have. He's like, yeah, you guys. So he calls us Boere, which means farmer.
Okay.
So he's like, it sounds like your farmers have a problem with exiting the porter, agter the porter, the Sherpa. Yeah. I was like, yeah, we kind of do. He's like, yeah, this is how you kind of do it. This is how to do it. Anyway, so these are the individuals that is around and what you see. Like if you watch the video about jumping off the Burj Khalifa, these are well named athletes that does it. And there's still a debate whether skydiving is a sport or not, but I'm not going to get into that.
No.
That's a debate for another day. It's if you want to tread this line or whatever it is. It's only there's a very specific reason why I mentioned this about the whole sport thing. Maybe they listen to it. I'm going to say they because I'm not going to say male or female. Maybe they listen to it, maybe they don't. So, jumping off mountains and do this thing, it's always been a passion.
Sure.
So, going with the guys, kind of doing the whole ground crewing thing.
Sure.
And sit there on the edge when they exit has more meaning to just rushing into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that gives me time to appreciate, like, obviously, I enjoy climbing, I enjoy hiking and all this stuff, mountain climbing and all this stuff. So being on the adventure side is super easy to do that. Standing on the edge and jumping off it is a complete different,
whole different story.
A whole different thing.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be whoever you want to be, or the strongest, biggest fucking balls, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's this whole process that I've been going through that evaluates everything that like you have life commitments and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because it's super selfish. That I have to put out there. That it's a very easy decision to go base jumping and to, like, it's a process to get into proximity flying or whatever you want to. I can't really talk about proximity flying because I have never base jumped.
Right.
So it will be wrong to mention anything like that. But still, there's a process.
Right.
That until you're ready to do that, yeah, of course, I'm 100% ready to do it. But it's a mental journey that I'm kind of on, and surround me with the correct people.
Sure.
As to the decisions that I have to make.
Well, and that's probably my favorite thing about the skydiving sport is it's very easy to find yourself shoulder to shoulder with people that are in one way or another your hero in the sport. Like I was very lucky in that I was in close proximity to Paris Valley when it was going off, when I was starting to jump. So the flyboys would come to fly in the Vegas tunnel, and I'm trying to teach the flyboys how to fly this mushy, nasty air in this tunnel in Las Vegas, and they're some of the greatest flyers on the fucking planet. Years later, I find myself friends with Omar Aligan, and I find myself friends with, Olaf Zipser, and these were heroes to me. These are the guys that I'm watching their videos going, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then all of a sudden, I'm chit-chatting with them about traffic or this bullshit or that, and it's only because the sport is so small and the people that are at the top of their game are so willing to give that you learn so goddamn much.
That's the whole thing. But what I appreciated, we had the boogie not so long ago. the Winter Boogie or
Something like that, yeah.
I can't remember the name that they put it. And we were doing, was it XR? Yeah, we were doing XRW. It was the last jump of the day. So we're doing XRW, WW, whatever it is.
Right.
You guys get it. And then when I ask Matt about it, like about backflying, like how do you do the backflying? Like, this is really cool. Like, I've tried backflying before. I'm pretty okay with it, whatever, in the wingsuit. And you go like, okay, but there's certain things, because I'm no pro. And so you ask the professionals, like, how do you do that? Because you see what they do, and it's like, okay, they have things, but you don't understand, like, they come, or we don't understand that they come from hours and hours in the tunnel. They're super proficient tunnel flyers and free flyers and all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, I'm a wingsuit. I want to know about tunnel flying.
Right.
Actually, it's important.
It's body awareness.
That's the thing. So you ask the question, and the thing that you appreciate the most talking to these guys, like, you cannot really ask me about backflying because I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what are you talking about? You carve around the mountain, head down, or whatever you want to call it, in a wingsuit, base jumping. You don't know anything about backflying.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I don't really want to say anything.
No, that's the thing, though, right? I mean, it's like asking a great free flyer how they do this transition and then fly from there to over here. They can't tell you because they just think, go there. And they fucking go there. But that's years of experience.
Exactly.
They've just cultivated that knowledge over and over and over. So there's no way to describe.
Yeah, it's the same with you flying, with me fixing an airplane. I've been doing it for a better part of more than half my life.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. How do you get the prop blade angle right for this particular thing or that particular thing? Or how do I flare for a greased landing in a 15 knot crosswind? Yeah. There's no way to describe that. You just know it. You do it.
By feel and by experience.
Yes.
And that's what you have to. And I kind of appreciate it. Like, somebody that's super honest about, like, Matt, how do you do back flying? He goes like, I don't know. It's like, if you don't know, I'm not. There's no way I would know it ever.
Right? Yeah. Well, but that's the thing too. I remember having a conversation with a guy that had done a ride along, and this was years ago, in the Twin Otter on the way up to altitude, and he was asking a bunch of questions, and so we're chit chatting, actively talking the entire time, and next thing you know, we're just on jump run, the green light's on, and everybody's getting out. And he started asking me, he's like, so how did you know, like, where to turn to do this, to get right here at this altitude so that you could turn the light on and be at the speed? And I'm like, I didn't even realize we were on jump run until I saw the green light. And
he's so in tune with it.
Yeah, and he started laughing, and I'm like, dude, seriously, my ass and my arms were doing the majority of the flying. They know it. I've just been, I know the feel of it so much, and I kind of know I need to be here, and I need to be at that altitude over there, so I'm going to do this here, and here.
But that is exactly what we're saying about complacency. If it comes to the aviation world, not so much the skydiving thing, well, actually the skydiving thing as well, is the complacency. You just know where you need to be at what time. So you are there.
Absolutely.
And
which is good and bad.
Maybe you listen to who's that I forgot his name now. It would have been perfect if I remember his name. Willie Nelson, whatever that fucking dude is, the old dude that does a country singing or whatever. He's
Willie Nelson, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like listening to his tune or whatever. You just kind of know where you are, smoking a joint, do whatever. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
you just like
you
it.
Just
it
kind
comes
of find yourself there.
Yeah. So where am I? Oh, I'm jumping. Oh, okay, shoot, green light.
Yeah, that is definitely where the complacency comes in.
Yeah, but and then in the aviation world, and I kind of think I would like, obviously if you jump a lot,
in the skydiving world as well.
Yeah, that's like the whole sky. I think you jump in skydiving, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when they have, like, whenever you need to do recurrency or whatever you need to do, or whatever those lists are, or whatever you need to be in place. But in the whole aviation thing, like the recurrency training to get away from the complacency side.
Yeah, well, and to hammer in that second nature stuff, but also make you realize that second nature is not a first line defense.
And it can be a big problem.
Sure, it can. Absolutely. Yeah. And when it's bit me and jumps and flying as well, where you go, oh, yeah. And that specific instance that I was telling you about has been something that stuck with me because it dawned on me, I'm so comfortable doing this over thousands and thousands and thousands of jump runs that I just got there and went, oh, okay, yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing. And it makes you really pay more attention. I'm a big fan of being very verbal when I fly, so I call out everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, I remember that. Did they like maybe 2-3 weeks? No, not 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago when we went flying off.
Yeah. So I'm very much so. I have my flows, and I call out exactly what I'm doing. I'm very animated in that I point to what I'm paying attention to, and I do that even when I'm by myself, specifically because of memories like that where I'm realizing, oh yeah, I've been doing this a very, very long time, and it's also extremely important that I still continue to do it right.
Yeah.
You know, so I try and do that as well. And that's kind of one of those things that I try and pass on to. I've been lucky in that I've been able to work with a bunch of awesome pilots and train quite a few as far as flying jumpers go. And it's nice to be able to pass on that stuff because those little mistakes that never really cost me much that I've made, I was able to pass on before they cost me.
Yeah, but that's the good thing. Like if you can, whatever mistakes you made, if you do a briefing or if you teach somebody or somebody asking about, like for instance, engine rigging or whatever, like mistakes that you've made or whatever, you can go like, this is what I did wrong on that day.
Yeah. Well, isn't that funny, though, that's the things that you remember, and those are the biggest learning experiences, are not when you got it right. It's when you got it wrong.
Exactly.
When I fucked it up is what stuck with me more than anything, because it's A, a horrible feeling, B, a terrifying realization that making a mistake in a situation like that can cost you a lot more than you're willing to pay. You know, I mean, and C, more importantly, it's a huge learning experience that, oh, yeah, okay, I managed to squeak by on that one. I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's huge.
It's massive.
Huge.
It's
yeah,
massive.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting industry that we're working in. Like it's aviation, but then of course it's skydiving at the same time.
Right.
So you add, it's kind of like making this butter chicken, whatever.
Right.
You add this fucking sauce of salsa or whatever you want to call with
yes,
it. And it just, yeah.
Toss in a little spice.
Yeah. So that is the thing about, I would say about anywhere in the world where we go, whether they're going to operate about a 206, whatever. I don't know any other small jump planes,
right?
Because I came from wherever I came from.
Turban snob.
Yeah, I'll own it.
Yeah.
It's not like I've never built a fucking piston engine, dude.
Fair enough.
That's why I started my aviation career, is building pistons for fucking aerobatic aeroplanes. So I know all about engine performance if it comes to pistons and all that stuff and how to put them together. But yeah, being a snob in fucking piston, in turbines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So it's like you skip a certain part of your career or whatever. So the thing I wanted to say about, especially here, and I think anywhere else in the world, anybody that works on a jump plane, fix a jump plane, whatever, he already owns a certain responsibility.
Sure.
It's because 9 times out of 10, those holes that's on the board is people that you know or people that you jump with. I don't know so many other fucking mechanics that jumps.
Oh, I know a whole bunch.
So yeah, okay. So you can add to the conversation. So there are actually a lot of people that jumps.
Oh yeah,
and you would know them.
Oh yeah.
And being a mechanic, engineer, whatever you want to call it, I fix airplanes for a living.
Yeah.
Just to
fix airplanes for a living, but you also you're deeply invested in them in a way that the guy that's fixing that United Airlines jet, don't get me wrong, badass. But he's not personally invested in the same way that you are, because you're talking about your friends, people that you see every day.
They're collecting a paycheck and they're on whatever.
Sure.
They can crucify me later.
Sure.
They can say whatever they wanted to
Absolutely.
say.
Absolutely, and I'm sure
they're riding union.
Sure.
And they're collecting a check. They check in at 8 in the morning. They leave at 4 in the afternoon.
Sure. Well, and that's the thing, and that's the same reason that I've always been really confident with the aircraft that I've flown for skydiving. As far as I think almost every mechanic that's ever worked on any of the planes that I've flown are jumpers and friends of all the people that are getting on the planes they're responsible for taking care of. So just like me, I'm responsible for taking care of all of my friends that are sitting right behind me. Yeah. That mechanic has the same responsibility as me. And that's a big fucking deal. And I have never met anybody that doesn't take it very seriously.
Yeah, sure. It's I wouldn't say it's a hard way of putting it, but I mean, you have a job to do.
Yeah, man.
And you need to do the best possibility that you're doing it.
Well, and that's it.
The issue with us as humans, we don't know where our limitations are. So we go like fucking YouTube, jumping off mountains.
Exactly.
And we don't know where that is.
Right.
And people need to get in touch with that very quickly.
It's our limitations as humans in regard to that kind of stuff, and our limitations in regard to skydiving and the egos that go along with all the things that we do. And it's very difficult. It's a difficult balance. It is. And I mean, what's the old joke about pilots? Who's the pilot in the room? Don't worry, he'll tell you.
Mm.
You know, same thing with
that's
skydivers.
like fucking going to a bar or whatever. That was the stand-up joke that we had.
Yeah.
If we go like with Zimix, you had like 4 pilots, 2 engineers, and we go out to a bar or whatever.
Who's going to say what they do first?
Exactly. And like we would sit back and we're like, yeah, okay, we don't want to say because we work on airplanes, because you're like, yeah, I'm a mechanic. People's like, what? You working on fucking airplanes?
Right.
Oh, you're fucking grease mounting.
Right.
But you're like, yeah, you know what? We'll just sit back, enjoy the entertainment. So he's like, we'll see this conversation start.
All right.
And the guy will go like, yeah, I'm a pilot. He's like, what, really?
Yeah,
and then obviously it started. But then one thing they don't tell about pilots is like how short their hands are. So being a mechanic, you kind of go like, okay, but pilots they're kind of cool.
Right.
You know, like they like the people that we cannot be or whatever. Like we lack the fucking education or whatever. We don't have the skill.
And then you learn the truth.
But dude, didn't have the word of fucking being a T-Rex. You know, the T-Rex thing is like you have your hands up.
Yep.
You can't fucking reach your pockets to pay for the beer.
All right. Yep,
So we had that thing. So in Zimix, we had this in Algeria where we worked. We lived in this amazing camp. Like we had this bungalows we stayed in, well looked after. One thing that I have to say is like everybody was on the same pay scale, so it was kind of okay.
Right. Nice.
Nobody was fucking paid out of proportion or whatever.
Right.
So you kind of know, it's like, how long you've been here? 4 years. Oh, okay, that's your salary, dude. Anyway, so we would sit next to so usually what we do is we fucking whoever flown into Hassi Masad, it's like in sub-Sahara, it's like fucking 60, not 60 is a bit exaggeration about temperature, like 57 in June, July. That's the temperature.
For Americans, that means it's fucking 120 plus.
Yeah, it's Celsius.
Hot.
So the 57, I'm talking Celsius. So it's super hot. So we have Canadians, not so many Americans working, but there were some. But anyway, so whoever flew in, so like you kind of know who showed up, because we were always like 8 engineers or mechanics. So in Europe we call them engineers. People don't crucify me, so I'll call them mechanics or AMPs or whatever to diversify things.
Right.
So people that fix aeroplanes. So whoever flies in, close to the airport, we had a thing that we called hole in the wall, where we buy all our fucking booze, whatever. So It was a responsibility of the guy that fly in. He had to buy the booze for the next 5 weeks.
Oh.
Because we were not allowed to drink on base. So
of course you did.
Yeah, but this is the not diversity or whatever, but so we would all live on the same base, but because you don't work for the oil company or whatever, I won't mention names, but anyway, so you don't work for the oil company, you were not allowed to go to the bar.
Right.
So it was like, fuck that. We're in the middle of the desert. We are 5 weeks here or 6 weeks, whatever the thing is. We're buying booze. Whoever flies in needs to bring, anyways, he needs to bring booze with him.
Right.
So whatever you bring, it's your thing.
Right.
But like any hard things like tequila or shots or whatever was off the board. So it would be whoever flew in with a fucking bottle of 15-year-old scotch or whatever.
Right.
He's the fucking hero. Because you were drinking beer that's made in Algeria or whatever. It's really shit.
Right.
So whoever flies in, he buys his thing. It makes like we are a bunch of fucking alcoholics. But anyway,
Kinda.
so...
You gotta have a hobby.
It's up for debate.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, fuck, my wine is almost finished, dude. Anyway, so whoever flies in, he buys booze. So it's always like 8 engineers or in mechanics or whatever that's on site. There's always way more pilots than what there's supposed to be.
Sure.
It's only because of the operation. It's
Right.
not like there's more than what needs to be, whatever this operation is supposed to be. But yeah, so we have like whoever does the dog shift, which means the guy that dispatch the aircraft. So you show up at dark shift, like fucking 5 a.m, whatever, when first and they fly to Algiers or whatever. These are old 1900s, so it's bigger planes. Twin Otters flew into the desert. Whatever.
Sure.
It wasn't really the cream of the crop like it is now.
All right.
But they were there.
Yeah.
And many of them.
Yeah.
So there was only like 4 1900s, beach 1900s for those who are listening, which was like it still take 19 people, the same as a Twin Otter. Yeah. It goes a little bit faster, you fly a little bit higher. But anyway, so whoever gets in, he buys booze and he kind of supports it. So the whole conversation that I'm trying to get to is sitting around a pool. And sunset, everybody came back, planes are back, we sign them all back, everything is ready to go the next morning. Because this is like fucking a Swiss fucking watch. Like, tag here, this is how it goes. Anyway, so by like 3:30, 4 in the afternoon, we're back in camp, sitting next to the pool. They had a massive fucking 50-meter pool in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, awesome.
Amazing. Working on your fucking suntan or whatever. And anyway, so we'd have a big cool box. Like all the engineers sit there, have our cool box. So this is kind of going between fucking shorthands and pilots now. But anyway, so this is my time.
Right. Oh,
so anyway, so we had this massive cool box, fucking engineers drinking, mechanics, whatever you want to call us. Some fucking people swimming up and down in the pool, whatever. And so the pilots will come over and they ask us like, yeah, whatever, you can spare a beer. It's like, dude, it's like fucking, it's not even a euro for one beer,
right?
And you know where to buy it,
right?
So this is where the whole fucking T-Rex thing comes from. It's like, your hands are so fucking short, you earn the same amount of money, buy your own fucking beer. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
But anyway, so to add to this, so one of my buddies, he was a really good friend of mine, porter pilot. He eventually got into flying 1900s. God bless his soul. I kind of lost touch with him.
Sure.
Anyway, so he was this fucking healthy, energetic French dude. And like usually you don't get that from French people. Like I drink their wine, they're full of shit. They talk this fucking funny language or whatever it is. So anyways, so he was every afternoon fucking swimming and never asked us for a beer though. So he was my hero. Really good friend of mine, Sebastian. Anyway, so he fucking swims up and down this big fucking massive Olympic-sized pool. But dude, it looks like he'd been through a fucking meat shredder. Really, it's like he'd like fucking dive into the meat. He's completely cut to pieces. Anyway, so it better took me like my first stint with Zemex was 3 months in the desert. Because it wasn't for real. Like the story that I told earlier, the guy that I was working with when I was really young.
Yeah.
Like he kind of gave me a gig in the desert because he was a director of maintenance. Didn't have much going in the UK or whatever, fixing fucking 737s, 757s or whatever. So he gave me the opportunity to go to the desert. So I became friends with this French dude. Pardon me. But anyway, so yeah, to get back to it, looks like he's been through a meat shredder. Dude, he was flying a fucking ultralight in Madagascar.
Really?
Yeah. He was fucking, him and his buddy flew fucking wind shear over the forest, wind shear ultralight straight into the fucking into the desert. Into the fucking canopy of the
forest.
Of the forest.
Yeah.
His mate killed instantly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, he was 7 days in the forest before somebody found him. So the moral of this fucking story that I'm getting to, besides him being my really good mate,
right,
is he's probably the only French guy that I know that fucking whistles and is happy about life. Because I sat there and was like, fuck, Sebastian, what happened to you, man? But this took me like 3 weeks to build up this courage to talk to this guy. Lucky we are friends, fucking around, working on his porter or whatever it is.
Right.
And he's this really animatic French dude. It's like, dude, you're really happy about life. Fucking what happened?
A week in Madagascar.
Dude, he was in the fucking forest for 7 days before they flew him out from Antananarivo. His girlfriend, now his wife, couldn't fucking recognize him.
Wow.
The only way that he survived was this is fucking talking about pilots and accidents and all this shit.
Sure.
Plane crashes or whatever. So windshield, bang, fucking in the desert, picked up by some fucking tribe, put on the donkey cart or whatever you want to call it, dragged to Antananarivo, sat next to a river because he couldn't drink water. He broke fucking most of his bones in his body. The thing that made him besides everything that was broken, he put fucking mud on his wounds because he was so badly cut.
Jesus Christ.
That when they flew him out to fucking Reunion, and the doctor was like, because his mates when he showed up, they couldn't fucking recognize him.
Right.
They're like, dude, what this is not fucking you,
Right.
whatever. And anyways, I don't know why I'm telling the story, but anyway, so it adds to the flavor of this whole thing.
Right.
Anyway, so he got flown out. The doctor was like, dude, the only reason why you are fucking walking today is because you put all the dirt and shit that is around this little fucking stream that where you had your fresh water. Is otherwise you would have had gangrene.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, this long fucking story about people fucking short hands and drinking all this stuff. But anyway, so this guy showed up, could I have a beer? I was like, fucking take the whole fucking cool box, dude. You're my hero.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh, all from the pilot's going to be the one to tell you.
So this is the story. But you never know. Like, you look at somebody, you go like, should I ask this question or not?
Right.
And you go like, what happened?
Well, see, that's, again, transitioning into the sport, that's probably my favorite thing about it is skydivers are very rarely the ones that won't ask. They're like, dude, what's up? They want to know
if you take
right
like
away.
some of the fucking swoop guys, you go like, dude, what happened? Tell me.
Oh, they want to unload. Absolutely.
I was like, yeah.
It's a fair trade behind if you're at a drop zone. If you're in a town with a drop zone and you're out at a bar with a bunch of jumpers and pilots, it's going to be a tie to be who's going to want to tell their stories first. But that's, in my opinion, that's what makes it so fucking cool. Everybody's got a story. And it's hilarious. That's one of the reasons that I started the podcast in the first place is I want to hear people's stories. This is all about that bonfire story and this rambling off on this or that or the other thing because the shit you find out is fucking incredible.
Well, dude, we were going to have this fucking conversation before Corona.
Again, that's my favorite thing about the podcast is the whole bonfire mentality.
You have one?
Yeah.
Well, this is finished.
That's yours. Okay. Kill that. It's the bonfire conversation. It just kind of goes where it goes. And it's fucking fun. And it's that skydiver enjoyable part of the whole thing. And you just got to get to just let loose.
Oh, yeah, but getting to the whole thing, like like you and I, we were kind of talking about this whole fucking wingsuit thing, fixing airplanes, whatever. But it was before the Corona thing. Long before this, fucking 3 months later, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird now.
Fuck, it's 8 o'clock already. But
I know. We've been at this. This is we're 2 hours into the podcast already.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the whole fucking Corona thing happened.
Fuck me, man. Fuck me sideways. This whole goddamn everything. It's bizarre. Like I've been doing podcasts now for almost 3 months in quarantine. We're out of quarantine now.
Oh, you did podcasts in quarantine?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who were you talking to?
Skype.
Oh, really?
Everybody. Oh yeah, yeah. It's great because skydivers are fucking tough to nail down, especially the ones you really want to talk to. So when you know they're locked in the home, they won't dodge your phone calls.
That's one way of doing it.
Like, look, motherfucker, I know where you're at. Legally, I mean, you are required to be home, so don't tell me you're out. So I got to do some really cool podcasts during the quarantine, but it's been strange times, and it's neat seeing things getting rolling again and seeing people getting excited and obviously fired up about jumping again. And it's I'm hopeful of where it's going to go. Hopefully nobody ends up worldwide. You know, I mean, now I've got friends worldwide jumping. Hopefully nobody ends up back in a lockdown. Everybody gets to jump again. I mean, skydivers are hand to mouth mostly.
Yeah.
Jump pilots are hand to mouth mostly. So watching literally thousands of friends and acquaintances just fucked has not been fun. So it's so cool to see people starting to jump again.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like when we started operating again, it was obviously we have mixed emotions about it.
Sure.
Like how are we going to do this? Like, how do you do social distance? Like,
yeah, it's tough, but it's so. It's encouraging to see the excitement level still there. It's encouraging to see that the general public is still excited about it. I know that the states are jumping in quite a few places, and the
really?
tandems are yeah. So it's happening again. So I'm fired up. Like I've got friends that are super slow in Australia right now that are actually going back to the States because it's busier there right now, and so it's nice. Things are getting rolling again, and knock wood. Hopefully it continues that way. I hope.
Yeah, for sure. It's a unique sport.
Unique sport, an amazing, unique experience without a doubt.
And the people that is involved in it is, it brings a really, really exciting breed of people that does it. Like,
well, it's the only culture that I know of that is filled with almost all alphas that somehow manage to not kill each other and get along and become friends. And you have to be you have to have some alpha in you to want to jump out of an airplane. I mean, that's some serious commitment.
Yeah, I can remember the first time when I, like, rolling back this whole conversation as to going to the desert and jumping. Like, I wasn't going to jump the first time. Like, after doing my first jump, ground school or whatever,
right,
I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to jump.
It's something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like, yeah. And I was sitting on a plane, I was like, really, not really shitting myself. I was like, why am I doing this?
Close, yeah.
And like so many people that you talk to afterwards, like, yeah, I'm jumper or whatever, girl that you're meeting or whatever
sure.
It is. And they are really amazed by whatever you're doing. You have this fucking insane photo on WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever it is, and like everybody asks questions about it. But then you go like, yeah, I can't really explain to you how it feels. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Well, and especially when you get deeper into the sport, and that picture to them that is so incredible and badass, you realize was just the perfect moment to take a picture in an otherwise unremarkable and or complete clusterfuck of a jump, which makes it even that much better because you're like, that's an amazing picture taken at just the right time. Or it's an average skydiving picture that I hate to use the term wuffo because I never did like it, but a wuffo thinks is just this incredible thing because they don't know what our sport is like. And you're like, yeah, no, that's kind of just average.
But how are you going to explain it to them?
You can't. It's unexplainable, which is one of the reasons that I think every able-bodied man, woman, whatever, needs to go out and make a jump at least once. Experience that. It's the ultimate way of living in the moment, which most people never get to experience, especially not nowadays when their moment means they've got their phone in one hand, their iPads on their lap, their fucking computers on the desk in front of them. It's...
Yeah, but today's life, fucking, it's... Yeah, sure, you're going to go like, yeah, it's extreme or whatever it is, but
right.
It's like what we said earlier about this fucking chick that shows up to the fucking beach in 1 hour, 2 hours of taking photos of fucking jewelry and fucking... And frames or whatever,
sure.
Whatever it is, and a fucking palette and a brush.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Oh no.
It competes to the whatever the fucking English word is. But anyways.
Damn foreigners.
Damn fucking wine. Yeah, that too. You can't say anything about foreigner. You also have fucking foreigner.
True. This is why I require alcohol with almost every one of my podcasts. And unfortunately, when I had to do all the quarantine ones and they were all via Skype, I could not guarantee that people were drinking, which is unfortunate. But when it's in person, I've never had anybody in my studio without a drink in their hands.
Dude, when I know this was happening, I went straight home from the hangar. We're working, getting ready for the weekend. I wouldn't mention too much, but getting ready for the weekend. Tomorrow will be the release or whatever it is. Like, I went home and fucking poured a double gin. Double gin, fucking dry lemon. That's what it is.
You are not the first person to prepare for
completely.
This podcast. But that's what I want.
Completely. Like, dude, the fucking bottle that I showed up with had the added bit fucking vodka and yeah, so I was well prepared for
Perfect.
this.
No. That's what I want. I want that bonfire conversation, and you're never going to have a bonfire conversation at a drop zone where there's not copious amounts of something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is amazing. Like I really enjoy it. It's I must admit I was super fucking nervous about this whole thing. It's like I'm an introvert.
You know, it's funny. It's so funny because, again, a lot of people like you that are introverted in a lot of ways finally loosen up in the podcast. But I never personally wondered why people would get nervous going into something like this. But I'm also a total sociopath. Oh, dude, clearly. Half of my articles that I write are about the dumb shit that I've done. Granted, I'm a sociopath that loves to make fun of me.
Yeah, but that's you super comfortable with yourself. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like when we walked into this, I'm like, yeah, okay, we got this. Whatever conversation we had in the lounge or whatever it is, that's for another day.
My green room.
Oh, that's a preparation.
It's my green room.
Oh yeah, just fucking get all fucking
it.
hyped up.
Get a little loose. Get a little
loose.
It's funny, you know. I've had people that are like literally at the top of their game and some of the best skydivers in the world that are either shy to mention the amazing things that they've done or just kind of uncomfortable shining the spotlight on themselves, which I think is an endearing quality. It says a lot about a person when they aren't as comfortable talking about themselves. Like if I asked you to come in with a group of people to talk about a subject, you probably wouldn't think twice about it. But when it's a podcast where I've asked you to come talk about you, it becomes a very personal and different thing. And that's kind of what makes it so fucking cool, because I'll watch whether it's, the alcohol lubrication or just the sport itself that kind of juices people up and gets them to forget that they're talking into a fucking microphone.
No, I would say what makes it so much comfortable sitting here and talking to you, besides fucking all the wine and all the shit that I wouldn't say shit, just wine.
Yeah, shit.
That added to this is we had many of these conversations in the hangar before you started operating.
Sure.
So whether we were talking about fucking Archie or whatever the fucking guy is on Netflix.
All right, yeah.
So we had many of these conversations before.
Sure.
And so yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it a little easier. Well, the benefit too is we've got a common love in skydiving.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the common thing. Like obviously, you're a pilot, I'm an engineer, mechanic for the people in America.
A and B, whatever.
Same thing. We fix airplanes. Despite whatever the guy tells you, he can tell you that he's a fucking NASA specialist or whatever.
He fixes planes.
He's still fixing fucking engines.
Yeah.
So it's about being comfortable in your own skin.
Sure.
And
having that common ground.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like this fucking skydiving thing, it's like as much as I'm trying to like balance it, I was like, I'm jumping, I'm not jumping.
Sure.
I'm jumping, I'm not jumping. It brings a unique bunch of people together.
Yes.
You're gonna have your, call it your physicist.
Yeah.
For the lack of a better word. Don't ask me to spell it. I won't be able to spell it. You will have your doctor. You will have your dentist.
Yeah.
You will have your airline pilot. You will have your alpinist or whatever it is. And that's what brings this common ground together. But what I do want to say is, for people that hasn't jumped, whoever listens to this, so don't crucify the person that you meet that is a jumper, because you will never be able as a jumper explain the experience that you've been through.
No.
Even if you've been flocked out of the plane with a tandem, it's like 60 seconds of fun or whatever it is.
But you made that choice.
You still made the choice.
That's what counts.
Yeah, it does make
Damn right.
It really makes a difference. It makes it counts. It does make the thing.
That was one of the things that I told, because I've got 8,500 tandems that I've taken people, and I would have people that would say, I did a tandem, I'm not a skydiver. And I would always correct them and go, no, you're just a very low experienced skydiver. But at one point, even if you only did one jump, you had to decide to jump out of that aircraft. You had to decide to go make a skydive. And as far as I'm concerned, as soon as you made that decision, as soon as you allowed yourself to step out or be taken out of that aircraft, you're a skydiver in my eyes. And I hate to say it, but that really does go back to that horrible fucking movie that I still love, Drop Zone. The
Why
one
is it
guy.
so horrible?
It's a horrible.
Yeah,
movie.
but fuck it, dude. It's about somebody that robs something that skydiving.
It is.
What are you talking about? Fucking being yeah. So what? It's a bad fucking movie.
No, I love it though. It's a shit movie that I love. Point Break, one of my favorite movies of all time. is an okay movie. I mean,
I haven't watched any of the fucking Point Break movies.
oh well, the original is it's a movie
that's about surfing and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's Patrick Swayze. That's the actual movie that got me into skydiving. But Drop Zone, the movie with Wesley Snipes.
Oh, dude, Wesley Snipes is my hero.
Yeah, horrible movie.
How the fuck is it? He's an amazing dude, man.
Thoroughly enjoyable. Horrible movie, thoroughly enjoyable. But the character in it, I believe the name of the character was Swoop. And Swoop would not speak to anyone that had not made a jump.
Oh no, I was completely in love with a fucking Italian chick that was in it.
Well, who wasn't?
But what's her name again? Tera the Honey or what? Some shit like that?
Fuck if I know. I have no idea.
Oh fuck, I don't have my phone yet to Google it.
Yeah, phones aren't allowed in the studio.
Oh really?
No, but so yeah, it's kind of like that. Just like that tacky character Swoop in that shitty movie that I love. If you've made the decision to jump out of an airplane, as far as I'm concerned, you're a skydiver.
Oh, but that was a 4th of July jump, right? Is it actually a thing?
No.
So that was just fucking created by Hollywood.
The whole fucking movie, yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like fucking people were skydiving into fucking DC.
No, well, the DC's the entire airspace is locked down.
Oh really?
Yeah, no.
And robbing banks at the same time.
Yeah, no. With that said,
I thought that's how we fucking roll in the East.
No, man. Well, we'll keep up with your education.
Yeah, fucking. There's a big gap apparently.
That's all right. You're new to jumping. You'll learn. You'll pick these things up. In the meantime, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Man, this was awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, I want to pick the brain of a mechanic more.
Yeah, sure. Whenever.
And continue to write shit up that I probably shouldn't write up. Jan, thank you so much for taking the time to bring me wine and get drunk in my little studio.
Oh, wasn't my wine.
Yeah, that's your wine.
Oh fuck, I have another bottle of this.
Yeah, that's the second 2 bottles. We've gone through 2 bottles in this, yeah. So
amazing.
Cheers.
Straight.
All right. Appreciate it. Blue skies.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, to all the skydivers out there and fucking everybody that fixes a plane and flies it. Blue skies, like Dean says.
Blue skies.
And yeah, you were awesome, man.
All right. Cheers, motherfuckers.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Sit. And a wine-filled and thoroughly entertaining Lunatic Fringe Into the Void is in the can, as always brought to you by the greatest magazine in the known universe. That's right, Blue Skies Magazine. Head to blueskiesmag.com to subscribe to the magazine to get all the cool swag, all that stuff. As for me, I am the fucking pilot. Head to thefuckingpilot.net to get a copy of either of the books that I've written, the Fucking Pilot book or the Accidental Stripper, both available on digital or print format, and the Accidental Stripper's almost done audiobook-wise. Again, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time.